You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly
Ready? Hang on.
cutting my ties with you that I'm done.
This should make it in.
This is the intro. Let's wait first. Hold for the chew. Hold for the chew.
This is Burbank, so we are always holding for something. Whether it's a plane or Molly chewing on a Cool Ranch Dorito.
Shout out Cool Ranch
Ready?
Doritos.
1, 2, 3.
What's up, Pride fam? 2022! 2022!
We in this camera,
Happy
in
New
this
Year!
camera, in this camera.
And on this box.
Boner
We
alert.
love boners 2022.
Cheers to you.
Cheers,
Cheers
queers.
to 2022.
Cheers, queers. We did it. We made it.
Woo. Hang on, we're going to take a sip.
I'm going to talk while they sip. You guys, hi.
Happy New Year, you guys. I know that this is going to be released after New Year, but it is New Year's today, January 1st, 2022. If you are watching us like on camera, I feel very weird because I'm not in the same position.
We switched it up, musical chairs.
I'm
we
in
had
the
a
power
bet.
seat.
We had a bet before we came on here, and Jekka won.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Jekka. You've probably never heard or seen me before because I'm usually on the end and nobody pays attention to me.
Yeah, and
No, Jekka,
Yeah.
Jekka wanted to sit in the middle because he said like already he's more of a quiet person, but like we always have our guests on the left side, so he
So
was
we're
like,
always kind of facing
This way.
everyone this way and then
yeah,
left side,
and
strong
and
side.
then-
I didn't
and then-
feel like anyone was interacting with
And
me.
Jekka goes, and you talk a lot, so I think if you if you sit on the
Ouch,
other
fire.
side of the
in
table,
a nice way. In a nice
yeah,
way.
in
Yeah.
a beautiful, nice
well,
way.
I just fucking learned that Jekka was born in Austin, Texas.
Bam, 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 bam.
and his birthday's in 18 days.
My birthday.
He's
Smushes,
gonna
smushes,
be
giving me the pom
35.
5.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a big birthday, I think.
Wow, that's kind of-
35.
Yeah.
And what's
We're gonna
the?
say kind of old.
You're not far behind, Miss Molly.
She was literally about to call me old.
We're kind of getting up there, you know, like we're getting.
Well, we're not
to that
going
age.
down.
Yeah,
we're going up. We're only going up.
I'm proud to
Literally-
be 35.
I'm proud to be
Yeah.
an American.
There we go.
Barely though.
Literally, Kent and I, right before this, were looking in the mirror, pulling our face and saying, like, next time that we go, we need like a facelift, some Botox.
Oh my god, these two.
We're fine. You know, inner beauty.
Maybe
it's all
this is
about the
good
inner
that I'm
beauty.
in the
But
middle. 'cause
I will say, I
Yeah,
got
the two
Botox.
Queens, the two queens are on the outside. The king's in the center.
I got Botox on my forehead for the first time, and I love my face.
Yay!
I love your face too. I love
You
your
love my
face too.
face.
I do. You didn't need the Botox, but I love your face.
Yeah, and we love your neck.
I hate my neck.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
so I feel like it's been so long since we've seen you and Smush and Smush and it was like the hardest 2 weeks of my life because I missed you guys.
Oh, COVID's still lingering.
And
COVID's
had
still
to-
It's not
lingering.
COVID. Yes, it
It's
is.
Omicron.
Omicron.
I know I get it
Omni,
wrong.
bro.
I say
Omicron.
Can't I
Spell
say
it, spell it.
Omicron? Babe, don't I
I
say
said Megatron.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
just said Omicron.
Megatron.
Yeah.
Smush and Smush is saying yes,
He doesn't
does
know.
say that. Yeah.
But honestly, COVID has been really scary here in Los Angeles. I don't know about you. A lot of our friends have been testing positive and
Exposed.
yeah, it's a scary time. But you guys had it, and then you guys went on your quarantine, and that's why we have been away from each other for so long.
And,
And you know,
also, we were in quarantine we're going to
Before
do
the CDC changed it to 5 days,
Yeah.
you guys
yeah,
did the
so
whole.
we did the
fuckers.
whole quarantine, but we came out on New Year or Christmas Eve. So
We
and
did our
and,
full
and then we
10
just feel really
days.
bad for people who were in quarantine on Christmas Eve and Christmas by themselves.
Yeah.
When the CDC's like, oh, you only need 5 days, which kind
Yeah.
of sucks. But
Yeah.
Interesting stuff, but nonetheless, you guys are safe. You got through it. Thank the Lord.
Yes,
I got my booster shot just in time. Also,
Yep.
for any of you out there getting the booster shot, Pfizer, no symptoms, no nothing. I was working that night. I literally had nothing wrong with me. Moderna, I hear, takes you out a little bit, but I
Yeah.
went to a Ralph's.
I know
got-
some people that got Moderna that feels a little bit sick. We have to do Moderna. Well, I
No, you
actually
can mix. You
you
can
can
mix.
You can mix because one of our friends, Tracy,
Hi, Tracy.
Tracy Kinley's mom, she
Excellent.
got like a double, like she did like Pfizer and then Moderna. So I think you
I
can
did
mix
Johnson
it,
and
right?
Johnson and
I know.
Pfizer.
Can't
I
survive
did the
Johnson
real
and
stuff.
I remember Ken coming in and he was standing in our doorway and he was just like, I feel like I got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah, he was
shit.
pretty dead. And you tried, like, because it was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you
And
tried.
I remember when you guys got it. The first time they got it, we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas, bro. Vegas.
Yeah, and they managed to
we
get
got-
out.
we got our
You were
vaccinations.
covered in blankets
Yeah.
when I saw you.
We got vaccinated and then we flew to Vegas that day.
I was like, babe, let's push.
yeah, and I was
You
like
got
trying
this.
so hard, and then I was in a robe and blankets and all that, and I was kind of dead, but I was still trying to take those shots,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we made it through.
We made it through,
It was fun.
and I'm praying for the everyone in the world.
I think it's gonna keep multiplying. Was what I'm saying, but
You think?
keep the Omicron is gonna keep like disintegrating into like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Multiplying.
changing into
Yeah.
like a less.
Do you think it'll morph
a
or
less-
less?
a
Oh, you think it's gonna get
less
lesser?
extreme like version? Like
Oh,
how,
yeah.
like we're just gonna eventually.
like
have
it's
to
gonna get,
live,
like,
like how
less.
we live with the flu.
Yeah.
the
Sure.
flu. It's like,
Like,
Thank God to
like-
modern science.
We're
Like,
gonna
have you guys
live
ever
with
gotten
it.
a flu shot?
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, no, not all the time for me. When I was in high school, But
I've never,
once I
like-
graduated from high school.
Yeah, like
and moved away.
after school, I've never gotten a flu shot because I'm just like, oh, it's
I
a
have
flu.
friends that do that. Like
you might-
Karen does that.
Yeah, like you might be
no.
sick for a couple days and then you're fine. And I feel like that's what COVID is going to be like for our kids, when they're like, oh, I'm not going to get a COVID shot, but we're going to be like, no, you need to go get it because
Yeah, like when you go into college or preschool
Yeah.
or something like that. Like you'll need it.
detrimental.
Yeah, well, I remember our doctor saying he was like, you've never heard of somebody dying from the flu shot. You hear of people dying from the flu, so why don't you just get the
Yeah,
shot?
yeah,
Just get the
yeah.
shot.
And I'm not trying to be political or anything.
But
Yeah,
Trump
no, just
But even
posted
Trump,
that,
yeah, like even he said it works. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, what do y'all have to say?
Like
Red-
now what?
and
yeah,
then
the
they
red- red
all
side.
of Trump supporters, like they like booed him, like
No, I'm
in
sorry.
his like
I'm sorry.
rally or whatever. But
At least he's saying.
Well, you know, it's your choice. It's definitely your
Yeah,
choice,
absolutely,
and everyone
100%.
has their choice.
it
but
is your choice. But fucking get that
that was said in a
for-
whisper tone, and I appreciate that.
the thing that I keep telling people too about actually contracting COVID is like, I'm just happy that we got the vaccine, because then in my head I'm like, I have really bad asthma, and Molly has Epstein-Barr, so it's like we have like those like
What is
low-key-
that? What is that?
So Epstein-Barr is kind of like a bigger mono that it stays in your system for basically your whole life. They thought I was narcoleptic because it would just like shut my body down and I would just sleep. And then I was really, really sick. I had like these like stickers on my head that like they would like button them in, and they were scanning my brain trying to figure out what was wrong. And they realized that I got Epstein-Barr because I got really, really sick, and I got it from drinking off of somebody's drink at dance, like
It's
a
like
water
a
bottle.
form of mono.
Form of mono, which is really bad, but it stays in your system all the time. So I get sick so easily. Like even after I just
And
finished
you feel
COVID.
it? You feel it?
Yeah, even just like after COVID, like I have a cold right now. I thought I had the flu.
Like a cayenne ginger shot won't fix it.
No, but I take those all the time. Like I try so
Epstein-Barr
hard.
affects your white blood cells.
Yeah. So I've been like, smush, like, yep. He's like a nurse and
Yes.
cool stuff like that. But yeah, no, I have the worst immune system and like traveling all the time. Like the 1 year where we weren't allowed to travel was the only year in the past like 10, 12 years I haven't been sick. But that's because we weren't traveling.
Yeah,
and
not
teaching
changing
kids.
bed sheets.
I also
Yeah.
think like wearing the mask, just like in general, is like kind of like.
Oh, I love
preventing
it.
us from like
I kind of love it. I kind of
Yeah,
love it for
breathing
certain
in
things.
germs.
I do feel a little bit
It's like
cleaner.
a vibe sometimes too.
Yeah, honestly,
You
if the
look-
mask is cute, which we just started investing in some Lululemon masks, and the material, like you guys, don't even sleep on Lululemon. And I know their leggings are expensive, but they have masks that are $12, and the material feels like sometimes there's nothing on there, but then like you know that there's something on there. Like it's breathable, like textiles. You know, I'm
Yeah.
into fiber, and like there's technology within textiles, and Lululemon's my favorite mask right now. I know you guys have some good masks. Jekka's always on the mask.
I
thing.
like
Yeah.
I just like the doctor ones, like there's a
K95.
Yeah, but they're called K94s, I think, or something. And they're like 3D, and I like them because they
3D.
That's what it says on the
Yeah,
thing.
no, I know.
They're the way that they're made is they're kind of propped up off of like the front of it is propped up off of your
Yeah.
skin.
All I'm saying is like you streetwear clothing designer brands out there, don't stop creating those cute masks because the
Yeah.
cool people, the ones that are traveling all the time, like
Yeah.
we're gonna be wearing the masks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be wearing it. Like
one of my friends, Michael, his name's Michael Ngio. He designs literally costumes for
Fire.
all pop stars, Ariana, Dua Lipa,
Fire.
fucking everybody, right? And he was making, when COVID first started, he was making these like really awesome, like extravagant, like masks with like spikes and like
love it.
rhinestones,
Epic.
or not rhinestones, but like Swarovski crystals, wherever
Yeah.
I say that, like cool. And he was selling them and then donating them back, donating the funds back to, I don't exactly remember, but
COVID
he was making
people.
these like
Yeah.
fucking, and he still sells them, michaelngio.com if you
Fire.
aren't to, yeah.
Shout
They're,
out.
like, really cool.
Or like even like these like big designer brands like Gucci, Louis.
They should, and I want to. Let's push it out there.
Louis,
so
yeah,
they don't
let's
go
put
away.
it out there.
Because then they can keep designing. Because I look at it as another piece of fabric for us to express.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's
It's
fun.
definitely like a creative thing
Yeah.
too.
Well, we're all creatives here. We're all dancers, choreographers, actors out here in Los Angeles area. And I just wanted to kind of ask you guys, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas?
Yeah, I feel like our Christmas. Thank God we were out of quarantine, and
we only really needed the 5 days, but we did the.
yeah, we
you did the full 10.
Yeah, so no, we.
And
yeah,
but
we
you're
did 11,
it's lucky
yeah.
because your family
Yeah.
is
is
close
here.
by.
So we had to cancel our trip
Molly's.
to the Bay because we
Jekka's.
were gonna fly to San Francisco
literally
area.
in 2 days after we tested positive, we were supposed to go to see my family. And I was like,
Yeah, it was really sad. They were really bummed. We were really
I was
bummed.
bummed.
I just like it's hard like letting people down, especially during the holidays, being like, or like also making sure that they know that like the reason why we're not coming is the truth. Like we're not just like
I'm like not
making
coming
something
for
up
no
like
reason.
because we don't want to come, So that was kind of a hard pill to swallow. Is hopefully like one, they believe that we have COVID, which is like kind of a weird thing to even think about, and then two, to be like, hey, like we're genuinely sad, and we
Yeah.
got really lucky that the fact that like my family is here and that our 12th day, like we were able, it was Christmas Eve, but no, it was yeah, it was intense. We got stir crazy a little bit. Like our symptoms and
But you were, what I loved about you guys getting COVID, this is kind of weird to say, is that they were completely transparent online, which I thought was really fun. Jekka really did a great job on his story to kind of recap through his journey and kind of, I felt like you gave a lot of 8 out of 10s. They would score, he would score how he felt and then give the
Yeah.
diagnosis. And I was like, yeah, like especially if you are feeling strong enough to do so and you
Yeah.
are capable. Cause I know I've had a couple friends that literally kind of like Molly got hit pretty hard.
I almost
worse.
died.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
And I also really quick,
What were the
guys.
symptoms like? Yeah.
Yeah, really quick also because Ken just talked about that. Like, make sure you guys are following us on social media, Pride House LA on all social media, but also I'm Molly Gray, MOLLEEGRAY.
I'm Jekka Jane, JEKA, officially JANE.
Yeah, Jekka's
Jekka.
name is
Congrats.
official.
I just got my passport and my new ID.
And we'll be taking that passport to the
Let's
Bahamas.
go.
And you will be finding me at Kent_Boyd on Instagram and Kent_Boyd_ at TikTok. Just
Yeah, and just a reminder, guys, if you can't like sit and watch us, you can always listen to us. You can listen to us literally anywhere. We talk a lot, so bring us in your cars, bring us in the shower.
For
I always
free.
find weird. I always find that weird.
I just think it's like if you're in the shower for 15, 20 minutes, like you can totally pop it on and just listen. Like,
just
real quick.
listen. Yeah.
And then
But-
you just carry it around with you while you're getting dressed and then you're getting ready.
Yeah,
You're
just play
kinda
it.
having this,
hi.
like a
Hi,
conversation.
yeah.
It's like having a friend.
You're just
listen.
having like a group of besties
yeah, a
listening to
conversation.
you.
We're just talking.
A group of queer besties.
Queer besties.
Which you need because you want to be considered cool, right?
Yeah, queer besties. No, symptoms for me were awful, honestly. I tested negative for the first 2 days that Jekka tested positive, and I knew I was gonna get it because right when I landed, we
Kiss.
we
You guys
kissed.
kiss.
Yeah.
Reenact.
Boner
alert. Who
but-
initiated the kiss?
we just we come.
It's like when I pick her up from the airport. I get
Yeah,
out.
we always
Oh, you
kiss.
pick her up.
Yeah, yeah. We're definitely that like annoying couple that are like way too intimate all the time. But whatever.
Boner
no,
alert.
Boner alert. No, Jekka tested positive
Stop.
for 2 days, and then I tested negative. But then I tested positive, and so I was really sick all one day, and then I didn't test because I didn't have like time to test because I'll tell you why. And then the next day I tested positive. So my first day of symptoms were. I had terrible body aches, like something I would never wish on my worst enemy. I was like screaming.
Except for that one person.
No, I wouldn't even feel.
Not even?
No.
Dang.
It was the worst amount of pain I've ever been through.
I know somebody.
I know someone.
You do?
Yeah.
You know somebody?
I'll talk about it in a minute.
So I was in the worst pain ever. And then I started throwing up, and I was throwing up, and I talked about this on the last podcast, throwing up every 10 to 20 minutes. And so I had body aches, and then I was convulsing. So it was the worst pain ever. And then when I got to hour 35, 36, Jekka set me up a doctor appointment virtually, and the doctor was like, yeah, you're qualified to come in and be like kind of hooked up to monitors and stuff. Cause
after like 24 hours, I was thinking, after 24 hours, I was thinking like, if she's okay after 24 hours, like, and she can kind of hold something down, then maybe we'll be all right, or she'll be all right. And then she woke up the next morning, kind of okay. You're like, I feel better. I was like, I kept saying, do you feel better or worse? She said, I feel okay. I feel better.
yeah, I was like,
And then literally like maybe 2 or 3 hours later, she was like, I saw her in the bathroom.
I was like, this might be TMI.
Boner alert.
I was throwing up and like diarrhea at the same time.
Oh, I love that.
But
I love
so-
that for you.
Mine was terrible. Like my symptoms were terrible, but I didn't lose any taste or smell. Jekka didn't either.
Yeah. But when she started throwing up after the 24 hours, that's when I started to get a little concerned. I was like, okay, yeah, let's try to get you some hydration. Cause I know like if you're throwing
Liquid
up,
IVs.
if you're starting
Let's
to
plug
then,
them.
yep.
much, yeah.
I want to try one.
There's literally
And
delicious.
2 products I'd like to talk about. Liquid IVs and then the thing that you used to test for, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I went on TikTok because I hadn't posted a lot, and obviously you guys were content creators, so we're supposed to be posting daily, multiple times daily if we can. And I hadn't posted a lot, so I decided to go on my TikTok and tell people why I wasn't posting. And I had said the thing that saved me was Liquid IV. And somebody tagged them, so I re-tagged them in my comments to, make sure that people knew what it was, because
Explain
it
a little bit
honestly, it literally saved me. So Liquid IV is these little pouches, and they have different flavors where you put it in your water and it tastes amazing. And it's like 1 water bottle is equivalent to the hydration of like 30 water bottles. So you just drink one. And honestly,
It's like a powder you pour into water and you stir.
yes,
they
and you
taste
stir it.
so good.
They taste so good, and also
So
it's
many
not even
flavors.
just for like COVID. Even though like we're in COVID season, I do feel like that's the only reason why I didn't have to go to the hospital, because the doctor told me I'd have to come by myself, and all they would be doing would be hooking me up IV wise and putting hydration into my system. So I was like,
Dang, hydration, man. I
Yeah.
mean, our body is 75% water, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that water is controlling how we feel.
yeah. And so Jekka bought these Liquid IVs, and I was like, I just need to freaking hold one of these
I'm
down.
like, just try to keep one down. Even
And
for a
I
little
tried,
bit, so
and
your
I,
body
like,
can
I took
absorb
2
some of it.
I took 2 big gulps, gulp, gulp, and I just like, don't throw up. And after 2 hours, I didn't throw up. So I was like, I don't need to go to the hospital. Like,
Fire.
I just need
Some-
hydration. And I talked
yeah.
about that on my TikTok. And this company, Liquid IV, sent me
That's
a
what it's
huge
called.
box. Yeah, it's called Liquid IV. Sent me a huge box of like all of their flavors. And even like after New Year's, so because obviously it's New Year's Day, so we drank last night on New Year's Eve.
Ew.
I woke up this morning, took one of those, and I didn't like have a hangover.
That's
or
the first
anything.
time I heard of Liquid IV. Was somebody was like, you need, after I had like a terrible hangover, and they were like, you need a Liquid IV. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they're like,
I
it's
love
like
it.
it's kind of like a electrolyte drink, but better.
Yeah, but
better.
Pedialyte times 50.
Yeah,
I mean,
No,
I
it
love
was-
a-
it was-
Pedialyte is like a similar thing, but I think
it was
Liquid
yeah,
IVs for like
huge.
adults.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Gaga.
so oh my gosh, Olaf presents. But yeah, no, honestly, Liquid IV saved me, and yeah, I feel like we kind of talked about COVID a little bit on our last
Yeah.
episode. I feel like we should take a break and talk about Q, and
Yeah.
then we could come back and talk about like the testing. And I also want to like talk about our New Year's resolutions, what we did for New Year's, because Kent hung out with some cool people.
Ooh.
and
Have
we-
some fun. You know what I do. You know I go out. You know I see people. You know I like to tap into the
hey,
queer
hey,
world.
Hey, boner alert.
A boner alert. I love on it.
So let's take a break, you guys, and then we will come back and talk about all things New Year's resolution
2022.
2022.
Hey, magic.
It's so warm. My New Year's resolution is to. Well, this is
You
my
better manifest right the
yeah.
fuck now.
Well, this is my thing. It's like I did on Soundbites, to plug in Soundbites one more time. I did a recap of 2021, and I have an Apple phone. I'm not an Android kind of dude, but they do a good job of kind of separating your years, and you can look at your years through your months, so it really breaks things down. And I would go through each of my years, and I would go back to the photos, and there was so much time from those photos, and I could look look at myself a little bit more subjectively. Like I didn't have as much passion or energy, and I could look at photos of me and I actually was like, wow, oh yeah, this was a good moment. Because I have such a hard time of like judging myself because we're such perfectionists, and I can really judge myself. And when you get that time away, you can actually look at the moment for what it is and not really like, all the kind of shit that we kind of build ourselves in. So time really gave me that kind of grace or that gentle quality that I hope to bring into 2022 when I look at something, maybe not judge it so hard and just be a little bit more nice to myself.
Yeah.
But that's
trust yourself a little bit more too. That like your first thing is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you say
Because
is
I'll never believe that.
Yeah,
Even
because
how you
also,
say
like-
that, I'm like, I don't
And
believe
then
you.
like we're obviously our worst critics. So if like specifically for like a dance combo, like you do it and you're like, I gotta change it. It's not good. It's not.
Yeah,
rather
and
than
you
just
don't
kinda going with
see,
the
you
flow.
don't, and that's exactly it, right? Because I would go back to old dance videos because I'm like, oh man, like I felt a huge burst in the new year, and I'm like, God, I hope I can feel that burst again. And then I would go back to content, and I'm like, I can see how I was listening to music a little bit more out of like it wasn't as personal. And I like that it's not as personal. It's a little bit more. I feel like I can come in it with a little bit more of a balanced mind, and I hope to
love
bring
that.
that in.
Yeah. Like not listening to
2022,
music and be like, this is so relative to my life. Yeah. Like, and it's me. And like, I was like listening to music and figure out the best way to like
Vibe it out.
make some, or even like if you're making a piece of choreography, like, okay, how can I make this just something expressive? Like, it doesn't have to be a story about my life, like every time.
Yeah, and more,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I just need to be more universal because I am trying to be a choreographer out here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And it's like all about just expressing more and being that vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you guys? What's your New Year's
Or
resolution?
catching the vibe so the kids want to come to class.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's a balance. That's a balance too, I think.
2022, Jekko.
2022 New Year's resolution. I haven't even thought about it, to be honest. Something that I can think of off the top of my head. I would like to just be a little bit more, again, nice to myself, but I think better about like advocating for myself, even just like in a simple way, and Molly does it for me a lot because I speak to her a lot about my insecurities, but I think when it comes to like doing it in like in a public setting, I get very like, fuck, I don't know what to say, and Molly will do it for me. So being better about like just advocating for myself and just speaking up.
Yeah.
In general,
Yeah.
being in the seat is making me feel much better. I have to say that. I feel like I can talk. I feel like in general, I'm when we're three together and we're not in front of a mic, in front of cameras, like I feel like I speak.
Because
I'd
it's
say
honest.
stuff.
Like I feel like sometimes you get like, oh, there's cameras, or like, do I have to
I
be
just say
perfect
something
or
right.
something?
Yeah,
we all
like,
do.
Yeah,
I mean, for me, for real.
yeah.
I'm
Instead
not,
of just
I genuinely don't feel like that. Like I feel like
Well, also, you've also had maybe the most experience out of us because you kind of fucking did it when you were like 3.
yeah.
from the womb.
She was like, I'm going to be in High School Musical when I'm 6.
Yeah. No, she was in the womb going like this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
you are a
famous.
child. You did child acting.
Yeah,
Sarah Lee.
but that's also my demise is because for me, I've been doing it for so long and I'm so frustrated that I haven't like got my goals yet. And to like a lot of people, a lot of people may think like, what do you mean? Like you're getting attacked by a Doritos bag.
Oh my God. That couldn't be more Lucille Ball.
Yeah, if you're watching, I just got attacked by a Doritos bag.
the chocolate episode.
And also the new remake. What's that new? Smushy Smush. What's that new Lucille Ball remake that we watched?
The movie.
Say it out loud.
Being the Ricardos. Wasn't my favorite.
Who plays Lucille? Somebody.
Nicole Kidman? Yeah.
She nailed it.
No, well, everyone, it's biased because it felt a little slow, but it felt a little out of order. But
I
it
loved watching that show. I Love Lucy growing up.
I
You
just
should watch
got attacked by a Cool Ranch Doritos.
But anywho, your
Yeah.
demise as a child actor, you feel like you haven't accomplished what you think that you. What did you say?
So for me, I'm 30 years old, right? And so like a lot of the time Hollywood is like, oh, if you're 30 and you haven't been discovered, then you're screwed. Like that's kind of just what people say. And I haven't reached my goal of what I want to be a series regular on a show, whether that's reality or scripted. I want to be a series regular. And I understand that I did that with So You Think, quote unquote, but it's like, it's just different for me. Like Like I don't know. And
Yeah, it's totally different.
And then-
a competition versus like
Yeah.
not a competition.
yeah, and it's like I've been doing it since my first, job was I was 9 years old. I've been doing it my whole life. I just feel like I'm frustrated that I haven't really quite got there. But I will say my New Year's resolution is for 2022 to get our show. Like that's like my main focus. We have worked really, really hard. We've come in contact with people who are really supportive, and I just want our message on a bigger platform. Like we're, we have this amazing podcast with all of you, and we have TikTok and all that, but I just feel like our message is so much broader, and if we can get it on a bigger platform, it's going to not only help obviously our community, but like the youth is going to be so much more like in
I had a
better
lot of
hands.
conversations
Yeah.
about that over Christmas, just about how the youth doesn't have
They don't have
those role
it.
models.
Yeah.
And it really is kind of naturally. And that's the thing too. It's like, I do believe you will get everything you want. It's just in
Matter
time.
of time.
Yeah.
And even Jess, like when we had our thing, Jessie she was just like, you are a great role model. And I realized literally that night that like maybe my path and my, like what I was meant to be on this earth as a role model for the youth is not necessarily for like being like this, winning actor, the famous actor, but it's to make an impact on the youth, whether that's LGBTQ or whether that's dancers or like whatever that is. Maybe I'm meant to be a mentor and a role model. And then it's also kind of like that, like mind game too, where it's like, okay, I want to be that, but that's kind of what I'm naturally, that's what I do naturally. And I still want to reach my goal is like being an actor and stuff like that. So it's like this weird thing that I like battle with my head every night. But like also being a mentor and a role model to the youth is so much more impactful than being like,
Well, listen, I'm
actor.
channeling my inner Kelsey Davies, and I feel like you're going to get everything you want in 2022, and it's going to shape you in ways that you never thought were ever. Like, like the
Yeah.
year's going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you, and your hard work's
so.
going to pay off, and it's going to happen.
I agree.
Jennifer Lawrence
agree.
is going to be shaking in her boots.
Bro, literally everyone goes, oh my gosh, you look like a young Jennifer Lawrence. We're the same age.
Don't Look Up. Did you see Don't Look Up?
Not yet.
On Netflix, right? Netflix. Watch it. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's
Oh,
really
is
fun.
that with
Leonardo
Ariana
DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ariana Grande, Jessica Chastain, Jonah Hill, Meryl Streep,
it's on what platform?
Netflix. or HBO Max. What is it on? Smushy Smush. Don't Look Up. Just Google it.
Fact check.
But,
Fact check,
but
fact
I
check.
definitely think Molly, like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I agree.
I pray.
No.
every night.
Yeah. It just is, and I can't wait to see it happen.
I feel like-
I can't wait
I
to
feel like
see
I'm
it
gonna be
happen.
here when it does.
It's
Well, you
really
have
been
to
great,
be.
like putting everything together. I feel like in the last since year, right? We've been
No,
like,
yeah,
oh,
that's what I learned too. Is in like February, you guys, motherfucking
Netflix.
February 2021 for
Yeah.
us when the first time we decorated the rainbow bush.
Yeah.
Like we have not been around.
We
that
haven't.
long.
Oh, yeah, I
our
posted that
powers
picture.
have
We-
not really been.
We started Pride House
It hasn't-
Instagram handle in December of last year. It's been 1 year. So we have so much potential, and I just me, I always want to be doing more, but
No, I was thinking about that too when you were saying you were looking through all your pictures or stuff like that. I was just like, let me post this like picture from January, from February, from March.
it's like
And then
the
just looking.
trending thing right now.
Oh, I don't know what's trending. I was just wondering.
yeah, like recap your 20.
Yeah.
No, I just posted a picture. I just looked through all my January stories and I posted a picture from January, which is it was my birthday. I posted a picture for my birthday. Then February was we put up the bush and I posted a picture of you putting up the bush. And then I was just going through all these photos just from the year, and I'm like, so much has fucking happened in the last
We've only
3
had one
months.
Pride month. We've only
One
had
Pride-
one Pride.
One Pride Month. And think about what happened in October.
And that was
we released
so
our second.
crazy.
We released our second clothing brand line.
We've
which
got a podcast and it's only been around for 3-4 months.
barely. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
hello to you guys. Like, I hope that you
Yeah, maybe.
continue to reach out to us. I think later this episode, we're going to share a story, a coming
Yeah.
out story.
I think this is perfect time. Let's take a break. Let's come back, talk about every episode we talk about somebody coming out, whether it's us or our guests or like people who message us. I'm really excited too because obviously next week we have a call in, that we're going to start doing more call-ins and Zooms. But yeah, we have a story that they messaged us on Instagram.
Yes, which we love and we want more of because it's a great day to be.
LGBTQIA.
And I honestly, like, I know not everyone knows what those words mean.
Yeah.
So tell us.
Lesbian, hang on, lesbian, gay, bisexual, LGBT, trans, Q, queer,
Queer
questioning,
Yeah.
intersex, and asexual.
is the I in intersex and the A is
Is asexual, and we also want to introduce ally.
yeah.
Like-
I think in the LGBTQIA, ally is such an important part of our community.
Yeah.
and that means you don't have to identify with being in
Gay or trans or queer
questioning
or anything.
or intersex or not into anything, but you believe that is
Yeah, you're an ally.
reality.
Yeah.
I was also reading about adding 2S at the beginning of LGBTQIA for two-spirited.
Oh, nice.
The culture.
What's
Americans?
two-spirited?
Two-spirited is I think I don't want to say like similar to trans, but it's like two-spirited. I think it's like Native American culture where it's
mhm.
like you are a person who has both male and female spirit like inside.
Whoa, I've never even heard of that.
Really? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Oh, let's fact check it. I'll fact check it and make
Yeah.
sure
You're
we're
right,
saying
you're
all the
right.
right things, and then we'll come back from break and
Oh, I can't
we'll
wait.
start with that, and then we'll go.
I love
on.
breaking down our community because it's so complex and it's so beautiful and it's so fun.
Woo, okay. So let's take a break. We'll be right back.
It's so warm. Welcome back to Pride House Podcast. And we're excited to read our outreach, you guys. Remember to DM us whatever all your needs, our coming out stories. We love sharing them. We love the idea of you expressing who you are wherever and however you want, whether that's small or big. We don't
Kent doesn't care about if it's small or big.
No, I don't. I do not fucking care because what I care about is
It's
the
how
soul.
it works.
Pansexual, baby. It's about the soul and it's about expression and it's about whatever you need. We're here for you and we're here.
Okay, guys, so we have a lot of people message us, or we asked for people to call in and talk about whether they're coming out stories or how they identify, all of that. And we have somebody really special that messaged us and kind of want to, one, raise awareness within us and then also read their story. So this says, hey, my name is Asher. I'm 19 and I'm non-binary. I'm writing this or typing this, I guess, to ask if you could have a non-binary guest on the show. As a masculine non-binary being, I hear a lot of you're not non-binary, you're trans. You just aren't trans enough, and I know I have friends who hear this too. I feel like there isn't a lot of representation out there for non-binary humans, especially those who lean more towards one side of the gender spectrum. I've been told by other non-binary people that I can't be masculine. If I'm masculine, I'm trans, which isn't true, but there is so much stigma even within the community on who we can be. As you can probably tell, I'm very passionate about this. I really hope you guys have some non-binary friends you could bring on the podcast to discuss this with, because like I said, there is no representation out there for me. You guys bring so much happiness. I've shared this with Kent, how you guys saved me when I was in 5th grade. I was severely bullied. It was around the same time Teen Beach Movie came out, and it was my second time dancing in the living room almost every night, wishing I knew only your characters, but you guys in real life. So thank you for always being those people for me to look up to. I wouldn't be here without you guys.
Oh my God, that couldn't be sweeter. That could not be sweeter.
And I guess like true, like, and that kind of like gives us a little bit of an awakening of, yeah, we need to have somebody non-binary because
I myself, I know personally, like I've been very in the gray and not really knowing much about non-binary. I know that about myself, and I try my best to be like a sponge when it comes to like learning information about it. But I've also I would love to speak to somebody, and I have a lot of questions, I think, too, about non-binary and that whole space, because that's something that I don't.
I think we have some non-binary friends too that identify as trans. Like they say I'm trans, but they're non-binary. So I think finding like each and it could be subjective, I guess, too. But there are some people who are non-binary that don't identify as trans because they don't identify with either gender, and then there's some people who are non-binary that identify with both genders and they consider themselves trans. So I feel like that's kind of like something that we can do. I think after next week, we should bring somebody on this non-binary and ask those questions in the most respectful way.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this or watching this, like, and you know somebody that
Is
is non-binary, and even I think it'd be cool to even just have multiple people.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple. This is their platform. This is their space.
Yeah.
I would love that. That would be great.
We are, it's just as much as MySpace is it is Asher's
Because I
space.
also want to know, like, if you're non-binary, like, how do you identify as far as sexuality, like straight or gay or lesbian? You know what I mean? Because I would love to know that, because if you're non-binary and don't identify
Right.
with,
And non-binary is completely different than pansexual, which we
Yes.
have had pansexual guests on the show, which
yeah.
we're here for all perspectives in all places, and I think it's really cool for Asher to really reach out to us, because I do feel Asher's support, and this may seem selfish, but I'm excited to see, because when Pride House reaches 500,000 on TikTok, we're
Yeah.
going to be flying someone out here, and they're going to be able to spend a day with us, and we're going to be able to kind of connect.
Get to know
And
them,
it would
yeah.
be epic if it was Asher who could win that opportunity, but we will
And
see.
come here and get on the podcast, and maybe they are the
I hope you've entered Asher, because
yeah, Asher, please. On our TikTok at Pride House LA, we're doing a giveaway when we hit 500,000. We're flying you and a guest out, but all you have to do is like tag people on the post, and then
Yeah.
we're picking at random. So I think that could be a really cool opportunity where you could be our first non-binary person on the show, which could be really
That'd be epic.
epic.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. And that's the thing with Pride House. It's like, it's as much as your house as it is our house.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like this was such a fun episode. I feel like we had so much catching up to do because we haven't seen each other in a few weeks because COVID sucks. But no, I think
And the holidays suck.
no, they
Kidding.
don't.
Just kidding.
We
Just-
definitely got the giggles out. I've definitely missed you guys.
You miss Checka?
I was like, you missed me?
Kiss.
No, you and Smush 'em Smush.
Kiss.
Ah.
I love queer kisses.
Molly just licked my face. That wasn't a kiss.
Happy 2022.
We always
Hey.
we always try and make out like the movies. Jack and I go, let's try and make out like if we were in a
Spider-Man.
movie. Yeah, we
Upside
try,
down
and then we're like,
kiss.
don't put your tongue in my mouth.
Yeah.
Just a reminder to like, comment, rate, subscribe, everything.
Download, listen for free, and share.
Listen to us in the shower, as Jekka says.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the place to do it.
And also, you guys, I always love what Pride House says about supporting the queer community, especially if you're an ally, and get that merch out. And I know we're working on that, but like it's so fun to see your relatives or your friends or your family support you and
Buy our merch.
yeah, it's so fun just to even wear that merch and just showcase that you are an ally and a supporter of this community, because it's one of the best communities out there. We love and accept, and we're here to kind of move the generation forward into the unknown, as Frozen 2 would say.
Yes. So shoppridehouse.com. Go get your merch. It's amazing. None of us are wearing it right now, but I swear it's really cute.
No, it is cute.
But we love you guys so much. Happy New Year. Happy 2022.
2022, you guys. Let's make it
We're
even
gonna go
queerer, even gayer.
Spider Mom. Spider.
We're gonna go watch Spider Mom.
Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does.
Does he
It's a
fly?
great
no,
day
he can't,
to be
'cause he is
LGBTQIA.